palms together. Now what we're gonna do here is we're gonna drop the hands to the feet. We're just gonna hang nice and low. Just let everything kind of just hang out nice and heavy here. We don't want to force the stretch, just really nice and relaxed. Obviously, if you can keep the legs straight, that's great. If you can't, that's fine as well. A tiny micro bend in the knees. And from here, what we're going to do is we're going to flatten out the back, bend in the legs, bring the hands to the floor, push-up position. Right leg is going to go back into runner's lunge. So now we are beginning our sun salutations. From here, right leg is straight and charged. We're going to come up onto the thigh to begin. And we're just going to hold this initial position right here to stretch out the right hip flexor. I'm going to breathe through this. Push your torso nice and tall off your thigh. Nice deep breaths. Good. Folding forward back to the floor. Now we're going to take the left leg back. Push-up position. We're going to go through a vinyasa. So we're going to exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale back into downward dog. So this is a key hallmark position of yoga. You're going to get the heels to the floor, trying to create a pyramid shape with our body. Nice deep breathing. Work through it if it's uncomfortable. And now we're going to keep the right leg back one more time. So we're going to bring the left leg through, right through the hands. And we'll start off in our initial position once again. So right leg is back. And this time we're going to swoop the arms up overhead. So instead of just coming here, again, we're going to start down here, swoop the arms up, nice and strong. Now, if this is too much for you, again, just come back right to here. So we're further in that stretch in the right hip flexor. And back down, good. Left foot back again. Exhale down, inhale up. Exhale back into downward dog. Again, heels to the floor here, bump to the sky. Good, and we're going to start just by walking one foot back in and the other foot back in. We won't jump them in yet. From here, straighten out the legs, just hang it down, shake it all out for a second. Again, bend the legs, flatten out the back, inhale up. Nice big reach, and exhale down again. Again, just take a moment to let it all hang out. Again, as we progress through this routine, we want to get the legs a little bit straighter each time we do this. All right, bend the back, flatten out the back, bend the legs. This time, left foot back, hands to the floor. And we'll begin again in our runner's lunge. We'll come right up onto the thigh. Inhale up. Nice big inhale. Exhale. So again, working right through this hip flexor, really tight area for so many athletes. Prevents us from jumping higher and running faster. Good. Bring the arms back down to the floor. Right leg goes back, push-up position. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale back into downward dog. So each time we get into this downward dog, look to further the stretch a little bit more. Can you get the heels to the floor? Get your torso through your arms. Good. Back to push-up position. Bring that right leg through. Left leg is still back. And from here, we're going to inhale the arms up. Working on our balance. Nice and strong with the arms. Nice and centered with our breathing and our focus. Keeping that back leg as straight as you can. Again, you can stay here if it's too much with the arms overhead. Whatever's going to work for you. Good. Bring the arms to the floor. Right leg goes back. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale back into downward dog. Now this time we can jump the feet in if you want. So depending on your flexibility, you might have to walk the feet a little bit further forward. From here, we'll flatten out the back. Inhale the arms up. And just bring them down by the side. Just take a moment here, palms facing forward. Feet together to take a couple breaths. We've gone through our sun salutations. Nice deep breath. And now we're going to begin our warrior sequence on the right side of the body. So from this position, we're going to step back with our right leg. So it's not going to be a full-blown lunge, but it's a 45-degree angle with that right foot. Heel is planted on the floor. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my hips, square them to the front of the room. Okay, I really want to square these guys up. From here, we're going to inhale the arms up, nice and strong, as if you're holding that trophy, the championship trophy. And from here, we're just going to sink forward into a micro lunge. This is warrior one. We'll take a couple breaths here. So the key to yoga, as you can probably hear, is my breathing. Nice big inhales and nice big exhales. On the exhale is where we want to further deepen the stretch. So we inhale into the position, and then we allow the exhale to allow ourselves to kind of deepen the stretch. All right, so we're feeling that in the right hip flexor. From here, we'll go to warrior two. So right leg goes back. Left leg will intersect the back leg. Arms come out to parallel. From here, we're going to square ourselves up to the right side of the room and reaching forward. Okay, so we're trying to get this left thigh pulling back to open up the groin, looking over the left fingertips. Again, as you'll notice, this is obviously a little bit of work, right? Working this quad. Nice deep breathing, nice and focused. Now we're gonna go into a reverse warrior. So from here, we're gonna reverse that, opening up the left side of the torso. Looking over your left fingertips once again. Good, back to warrior two. From here, we're gonna reach forward. Boom. Windmill down into triangle pose. So now I gotta counter push my tricep, my left tricep in towards my left thigh, getting that slight counter twist, looking over my right fingertips. Good, back up to warrior two. We'll straighten out the front leg, bring the back one in slightly, kind of back to that warrior one position. Arms are still straight out. We're gonna go to straight leg triangle pose now to work the hamstring. From here, reach forward. The leg is straight, both legs are straight. Windmill down, triangle pose, once again. Nice deep breathing. Again, on the exhale, allow yourself to get that counter push into the twist. From here, take the right hand right down to the left foot. Again, if this is challenging for you, just kind of pivot the back leg in slightly. And we're just gonna hang here, okay? Because again, we wanna spend a lot of time today opening up the hamstrings and the back side of the body. Okay, can you lower a little bit lower, right? The torso to the thigh. Now, if you wanna challenge yourself, well, you're gonna challenge yourself because we're going into reverse triangle pose. From here, left hand is going to open up to the left side of the room. This is challenging. So now we're getting the IT band glute, lateral side of the hamstring. So we're trying to look over our left fingertips. Obviously a little bit of balance is required. Stay focused. You can place your right hand on the floor or even on a block if this is too much for you. Good. Bring it right back down. From here, we're gonna extend back into runner's lunge once again. So hands are on the floor. Torso is nice and tall. Come right up onto the thighs. Again, you can bring the arms straight up overhead if you so wish. I'm gonna stay here because I'm pretty inflexible in this area. Again, really getting that right hip flexor opening up. Okay, now we're gonna drop that back knee. I'm gonna further this stretch. Bring the foot flat. So notice my foot is flat on the floor. Right arm comes up overhead, and we're gonna reach slightly over and twist. And again, I'm getting this counter push with my left hand into my left thigh. So doing this little twisting motion activates the psoas, which is part of the hip flexor. Good. And back down with the hands. From here, we're just going to extend right back into a hamstring stretch. Now, if you so desire, you can sit right back on your heel. So you're getting the stretch right about here. So I'm gonna sit here. If this is too much for you, again, just come back right into here. So whatever's gonna work for you. I'm gonna sit here, toes are up, and I'm gonna reach forward to the toes. Now, we can stretch out the whole backside of the body here by bringing the forehead towards the thigh. You'll notice a really kind of huge amount of activation through the nervous system as you do this. Good, and release out of that, coming forward again. Push up position with the hands, left leg back. And we'll go through a vinyasa. Exhale down, inhale up. Exhale back into downward dog. So again, back here we are. Take a couple breaths here. All right, so we're gonna go into a pigeon pose. So right leg comes up. I'm gonna bring the right knee to the right hand. Now this is a very uncomfortable stretch for a lot of us. Tight glutes. So from here, what you want to do is you want to square yourself up, square your hips up. You're going to feel this in the right glute. Now from here, we're just going to hang over top of our right shin. So we're going to spend a good minute here just to really open up this tight right glute. Just focus on your breathing. You want to make sure that your neck is in line so it's not hanging down like so. So if you have a block or some type of towel, you can just rest your forehead on that. And you can follow my breath work, or you can follow your own, whatever's going to work. Every time you exhale, allow yourself to sink deeper to the floor. If you want to further this, just activate your left leg by pushing the foot into the floor. Left leg will elevate slightly, and you can pull your right glute back as you drive the left hip forward slightly. So it's a kind of a counter twist pull. And again, just relax into that. Okay, toes back to the floor, hands back to the floor, push-up position. And we'll bring the right leg back into our push-up. We'll go through a vinyasa once again. Exhale down, inhale up. Exhale back into downward dog. And we're gonna jump the feet forward. Straighten them out, flatten out the back. Inhale the arms up. And exhale. Again, just take a second here. Let's allow that right side sequence to integrate into the nervous system. Again, if you have a bottle of water, you want to just grab a sip right now if you want to. All right, let's do this. Repeat that same sequence on the left side now. So feet together. we're gonna bring the left leg back into warrior one position. Heel is on the floor, 45-degree angle. Right foot is pointing straight ahead, square the hips. Inhale the arms up. Shoulders down. Sink forward into the lunge. So you want to feel this right through the right hip flexor, left hip flexor and left groin. Starting your day with yoga or doing yoga at any point of the day is a great way to really center yourself and get focused. Good. Inhale back into warrior two. So here we are again. Left leg pointing straight at you. Right leg intersecting the back foot. Arms are parallel to the floor, sink into the lunge. Trying to activate this, trying to release the groin here by activating the glute on the right leg, pulling back to center things up with that thigh. Looking over the right fingertips. Good, reverse warrior. Still staying in that lunge. Getting a nice stretch right through here. And back to warrior two. Sink a little bit deeper. Reach forward. Exhale down into triangle pose. Again, I've got my hand rested on the floor here. You can keep yours off wherever your flexibility allows. Get that counter twist push. Right tricep into your right thigh. Looking over the left fingertips. Good, back up. Straighten out the front leg. Bring the back leg in slightly. Pivot it slightly. Arms are straight, we'll go to straight arm triangle pose. So we're reaching forward, windmill down, and once again, here we are. So in the first triangle pose, we were working a lot more of the groin. Now with the straight leg, we're working a lot more of the hamstring. So really fight to keep the legs straight. If you notice it's starting to bend, straighten it out. Again, on the exhale, twist a little bit more. And exhale the left hand down to the right foot. Again, just realign your feet if you need to. I'm just gonna hang it out here. So we're hanging the whole torso over top of that right thigh. A little bit deeper if you want. Okay, so get your position wherever's gonna be comfortable for you. Left hand on the shin or the ankle, and we're gonna go into a reverse triangle pose. Looking over the right, as you can tell, this is an area of limitation for me. So I'm gonna keep my left hand on the floor for a little more balance, and I'm just not gonna extend up as high. So wherever that's gonna be for you, I mean, it could be up here at your knee if you want, it could be lower down, whatever's gonna work for you. And drop the hands back down, good. Extend back into runner's lunge once again. Left leg nice and charged, drop the hips a little bit, torso is nice and neutral. We'll come up onto the thigh. Again, getting that balance, right? Or inhale the arms up, whatever's good for you. Getting that left hip flexor stretch. Nice deep breaths. Drop the knee to the floor, flatten out that left foot, and again, we'll sit back either here, get that right hamstring stretch, or sit right back on the heel, whatever's good for you. Kind of square yourself up a little bit if you can. Reach for the toe, head towards the thighs. So you'll be feeling this right back through the right hamstring, back of the right knee, right through the right calf. Good. And we'll just extend forward, hands back to the floor. We'll come right up into our push-up position. Right foot goes back. Exhale down, we'll go through vinyasa. Inhale up. Exhale back into downward dog. Take a moment here. Again, heels to the floor. Bum to the sky. Get the torso right through those arms. Okay, let's go into pigeon. So left leg up. Drive the left knee right to the left hand. So we're trying to get that shin parallel to the front of the room if we can. If not, then that's okay. Again, sit up nice and tall. Get your body set nice and square. And then we'll just come forward over top. And there we are. So right in here, really, really deep stretch once again through the left glute. We'll take a moment, about a minute or so. And you can elevate that back right leg and get that counter twist. So you're going to pull the right hip forward as you pull the left hip back. Getting that extra little contraction through the left glute. And then you can just sit back into it a little bit deeper. Okay, great stuff. Hands back to the floor. And we'll get the left leg back, push-up position once again, and as you guessed it, we'll go through another vinyasa. Exhale down, inhale up, exhale back into downward dog. And again, we'll just jump the feet forward right through the hands. So get the feet flat on the floor, flatten out the back, extending up, and exhale forward. Again, just take a second here to integrate the work we just did. Allow it to sink in. A couple big deep breaths. Grab a sip of water if you need. And we are going to do a couple further stretches here for the groins. And then we'll finish off with the hamstrings once more. So from a standing position, feet are together. All we're going to do is we're going to open up our stance nice and wide. So go as wide as you can comfortably, okay? Now again, if you have a block, if you know, one of those yoga blocks, you can use that if you want. If not, then just kind of find that comfortable range for you. So make sure the feet are parallel to the train tracks. Contract the quads, okay? Stabilize your joints. All we're going to do here is we're just going to hinge forward. So whatever's good for you, you know, for here, for me, it's good. I mean, you can reach further back if you want to further the stretch. You can bring the forearms closer to the floor. Whatever's good. Now we're going to pull ourselves closer to our thighs. We're going to grab the underside of our calves, and we're just going to pull ourselves in slightly. Looking back through our legs. Keep the legs nice and straight. Good, just bring the hands back to the floor. From here, we're just going to inch the feet back in, right to about just outside shoulder width. Okay, so right now the feet are right about there. Hands are still to the floor, so we're getting a little micro stretch in the hamstrings here. So we just want to kind of release it out, let it all kind of just shake out here. Again, feet are not too close together, a good distance apart, as you'll see why in a second. So from here, a slight angle out with the feet, okay? What we're gonna do is we're gonna go into prayer position. So from here, sit back on the heels, have a seat, just like so. Bring the hands together, sit up nice and tall as you can. So the key here is that the heels are planted on the floor. If they're not, just widen the feet a little bit more. So in this position, my hands are in prayer position, my elbows are pushing my thighs out, so I'm getting a nice stretch into my groins. And the fact that I'm sitting down in this deep position furthers the stretch through the groins and hamstrings. From here, we're gonna grab the toes, extending up into a hamstring stretch once again. Take a second. As we do this, we're gonna walk the feet in ever so slightly, a little bit closer. And can we maintain this stretch? And a little bit closer still. If you have to come up a little bit, that's okay. Do your best to keep these legs nice and straight. Okay, bend the legs, flatten out the back, inhale up. Exhale the arms down. Bring the hands back up to center. Into prayer position. Just take a second here to allow this